Good morning from the Yarn Closet in Southern Arizona. It's morning. I brushed my hair today, people. That's about all we got. And I know the lighting is bad, but I thought you might enjoy watching what I'm doing. There's my little Mitzi on the animal heating pad. It's very low grade. But I am going to use my electric yarn winder. So let's get her set up. We're definitely going to need a bit of a stand. Is that enough of a stand? Yeah, I think so. Okay. So we all know that this is a cake. I am going to try to find the middle so that I can pull from the middle and the side and do two at a time. And I'm going to do a hat like this. Now you'd think that two strands of this is equal to this because they're so different, but not exactly. So I'm going to work it out, but I have to get this into a cake as well. So, oh, lordy, lordy, lordy. I'm going to pull this up through here, then through these two discs, not under, in between, wrap around. Okay, so what I know from that little pull is that we are too tight on this cake. We are not going to feed very well, even at a slow rate. Let's turn it on and go slow and see if I pull. What I've learned with this is that you can't actually go very fast. It goes pretty darn fast, but every time I've gone faster, it causes problems. And it like winds very tight. And I don't like that about this thing. I sometimes wonder, like that got a little tight and like, because I think I have this really loose. Yeah, so I have that really loose. These are both superwash merino. Not superwash merino. The one is merino. I don't know if the other one's merino. But it's a superwash and it's a sock yarn. So they're both sock yarns. The dark green feels a little bit woollier. Now that made a marginal difference, really loosening that part, but only marginal. This is not as, I'm not as in love with this thing as I thought I was going to be. I almost wish I would just go back to a hand crank, but we don't need to spend money we don't need to spend. We got this, we're going to make it work. Ooh, dangerous spouse. absolutely misleading what is on a cone. I really hope that you got that whole bit that I was chatting. Woo! Sorry, people. Okay. Whew. So now I have a cake that is maybe a third of this cake. But I have to be really careful with that. And this is a small, this part comes off, I think. There was only this, and it was supposed to get one that was bigger with it. Because it doesn't make a very big cake. And I would really like a bigger cake. So anyway, but this should be enough to do a hat or two, and I'm going to figure that out. I'm thinking that it's going to be like with a 5.5 and then maybe a 6, or a 4.5 and a 5. Whatever I have, because I know I've got my 6 and 6.5 at school. I might have another 6. I don't know. And I don't know if I can actually find the middle of this one, because once again, this was done on this thing and it's just so tight. Like, honestly, I sometimes think over tight, because that affects the yarn. It affects the drape of the yarn. It affects the pull, the whole deal. So here we are with 2 fingering weights held together. That is, although it doesn't seem like it, when you knit with 2 fingerings together, you're supposed to be getting a worsted. This is, let's see if they give us, it was a half-pound cone and it was a partial. I got it off eBay. Yeah, it doesn't say, but it's a Brown Sheep company. And it's a little bit thicker, but it really is a fingering, because it is a sock yarn. It's a slightly thicker sock yarn than the one that I've got. So I'm just going to go with 2 strands of each as I knit this hat, but I think it's going to be gorgeous. So I think I'm going to end up going with like a 4.5 and a 5. The cat. Go ahead. You want to get up there and try to jump from there? Go right ahead. Go on. Go ahead. That's baby. Hi, baby. You jumping? You go ahead and jump. You can do it. You can do it. We can all see. Go ahead. Do it. Woo! She gets picked on by the rest of the cats, so for the most part, that's her spot. Very rarely does anybody else go up there. Why is that not acting right all of a sudden? Weird. Today has been a challenge. Today has been a challenge. It's been a challenge. And I'm sitting on this footstool that I use. It's a very nice soft footstool, but it's not the dense foam that they said it was going to be, but the dogs have figured out how to use it. And now the big brown dog is on the heating pad. Do you guys want to see? Because Mitzi is off barking at something, probably a cat. There's Mocha. I really love those animal heating pads. There's 2 settings, a low and a high, but they are very low. Even at the high temperature, they're very low heat option. And they're really good for the cats and the dogs in the wintertime. We have a very drafty house. We have single pane, 1988 Arizona windows. You just have to be cautious of what you put them on. And I kind of like to move it around because I have put them on different things that if you leave it over time with the animal laying on it and the heat, it can damage the material below. They will lay on it just as it is. They will lay on it if I put a blanket over the top of it. It doesn't matter. I honestly think they like it just without a blanket over it even more than with a blanket. So I'm still working on, oh goodness, we're already at 11 minutes. This thing is never going to upload. I'm still working on my blanket, my green one, and I'm getting there, square by square, stitch by stitch. That is how life happens. Moment by moment. Don't forget, it is a marathon. And if the moments right now feel sucky, we're just going to keep at it. And at some point, it's going to change and be better. I love you. Thanks for being here. Thanks for subscribing and sharing and commenting. Everything helps. If I could get up to monetization, that would be beyond wonderful. And some of you may know that I post a lot of shorts of the cats and dogs when I can, because they're a riot. Love you. See you next week.